Hello YouTube, Breathfire 2001 here again, and I'm going to talk to you today about another one of my Arduino projects. This was my second iteration of glove set designs. For those of you who have not seen my first video, essentially these are the LED gloves that people wear at raves and clubs that I made myself using an Arduino. And this is my first pair. It's a little janky, and all the lights were multiplexed and run off of one single Arduino. And this was my second design. You can see here I have an Arduino Pro Mini, so mounted on some pegs here on a board. And if you flip it over, you can see a lot of wiring. And so there's one of these for each glove. So a little bit about this project. Why I did it: I was getting pretty fed up with my old glove pair, primarily because, well, for one, the Arduino had to be somewhere central on your body while you wore them, usually like in a chest pocket or something. And for another thing, the LEDs were multiplex, so I couldn't really get around that. That was a design limitation. So I decided, after learning that I had more pins to work with on this Arduino than I thought. Essentially, the analog input pins could also be used as digital out. And once I learned that, I realized I could direct drive 6 LEDs from one Arduino. So, speaking of 6, I also have a palm light on these. And you can see the hardware here is a lot more complicated than my last glove set. Here's the Arduino. I'm actually powering it via USB cable here. It does have a 9-volt battery connector right here, but these battery connectors are pretty bad. I got them in bulk at Fry's, and you can see I actually had to replace this wire here because the wire it came with was not working. I've had so much trouble with these battery connectors. I do not recommend buying these. While doing this project, I realized that this Arduino actually could not source enough current to direct drive all these LEDs. So what I actually had to do is add in some resistors here and transistors. And essentially the Arduino just controls the gating on the transistors, and the LEDs are hooked up directly to the resistors, which are hooked up directly to the 9 volts. And as you can see, they are direct drive as opposed to multiplex like the other ones. You can't really see in this lighting very well, but I'll show you guys later. I'll turn off the lights. Each one of these gloves has a button somewhere. This should be around the thumb. But just like my old pair, due to bad wiring, the button on this particular pair is severed, as you can see right here. I've had the same problem on these gloves that I had on my old gloves, which was flimsy wires. So yeah, this is a pretty neat mode. Only 3 of the LEDs seem to be working. I'm going to turn on the lights real quick. Turn off the lights, rather. Let's see, this one is multicolored strobe. And I don't know, you can't really tell, but the lights here are a lot brighter than the other glove set. And they are not multiplex like the other glove set. So the brightness was definitely a byproduct of having them direct drive, because basically multiplexing my old lights worked almost like PWM in a sense that they had a duty cycle essentially that was not 100%, but now they do. So very fast and very bright. Palm light. Anyway, I have 2 glove pairs. It was interesting to program these because you actually had to do your modes opposite, left hand, right hand. So you couldn't really do things the same. And when you operate them, you pretty much just connect the battery like this. You connect it in here, and you'd actually tuck the battery underneath. There's 2 pairs of gloves inside each other, so you'd kind of just pull this outer layer down over the whole project board and stick your hands in it underneath. Now, I want to talk more right now about some of the limitations of this project. One, very bulky. You have a little module sitting on top of your hand. It's very bulky, a little uncomfortable. Two, just like an old project, the wiring here is pretty bad. I definitely did not have the best parts. You can see this 9-volt battery connector is completely busted. And all these wires are pretty finicky at best. I think in the future, if I ever do make another glove set, I really want to use printed circuit board. I think that would be really cool, and I actually haven't learned how to do that yet, but it's always something to learn. Anyway, YouTube, so if anyone has any comments or questions about this project or want to learn more about it and how I did it, just leave me a comment or send me a message and I'll help you out. Anyway, I hope this project kind of inspires some people to do stuff like this, because I actually haven't seen anyone else make their own glove set with an Arduino. So hopefully I'll see more of this stuff out there in the future. Thanks, and have a great day.